everybody, it's McGann, and I think I made a really awesome Coraline connection today that sort of fills in a lot of parts. But first, I have a request. Now, when my daughter and I were talking about theories for Coraline, she had a thought that, hey, what if the three ghost children are somehow connected to the three residents of the Pink Palace, Miss Spink, Miss Forcible, and Mr. Babinski? Because she thinks it's really weird that there are three ghosts and three other tenants in the Pink Palace, and it's also really weird that there's two girls and a boy and two girls and a boy. And it does seem like that is suggesting something, but I'm not really sure what, because looking at the context of the movie, I can't figure it out. Now, if you look at the book, it's possible that they could be more connected, because in the book, they do not describe where the kids are from or how far apart they are related. And since there's no Mrs. Lovat, there's no Mrs. Lovat's twin sister. So the two girls could have been sisters that were taken at the same time. It's a possibility, but I don't know what to make of it. So if you have any thoughts on that, could you please put it in the comments? Okay, now on to this big epiphany that I kind of figured out. Because before I had sort of a lot of moving parts, but I wasn't really getting one solid string to connect everything. And I think I have found something that connects a lot of my theories together. Based off of her actions, we know that the Beldam feeds off of magic. Not fruit, not flesh, but magic, like the kind a fairy would produce. So if you look at that, you have to say, well, what does she want with human kids? That really doesn't make any sense for the connection of magic there, because they're just plain old kids, right? Well, not only do many sources reference true love as pure magic, but true love is not exclusive to romance like a lot of us in the Western culture tend to believe. True love can occur between, say, a mother and child. So a child's love is magic right there. But also with magic, seeing isn't believing, believing is seeing. So if you can love the Beldam the way a child loves its mother, you are providing a source of magic for her to feed off of. Alternatively, if you're too old or unwilling to form that sort of parent-child relationship, having a large ego would also be a form of magic because you are believing in yourself. And that would encase why the Beldam took Miss Spink, Miss Forcible, and Mr. Babinski and left them in the Limbo Pink Palace world. Because both of these types of magic would be ways that the Beldam could slowly feed off of someone for years or even decades, and that would be why she would create a fake real world on top of the other world. Because otherwise, the power that we see the Beldam display shows that she could have eaten or forcibly taken Coraline's soul at any time. So why work so hard to make Coraline love her and to keep saying she just wants to love Coraline if there's not something in it for her by acting that way? And that not only supports my Pink Palace limbo theory, that supports my theories about the candy dishes that I've done in other videos. It can support that the cat is the Beldam's familiar because he plays a large role in helping, quote unquote, Coraline and making her believe that she's safe and believe that she's in the real world. And it supports my theory that Mrs. Jones, Coraline's mother, is the Beldam or possessed by the Beldam. Think about it. Mrs. Jones becomes this loving, doting mother at the end of the book and the films, and it's really kind of against the grain of her normal character behavior. But isn't that behavior everything that Coraline really wanted? And if you've been truly terrified as a kid by having this crazy lady that attacks you and wants to sew buttons in your eyes and kills all these other kids, wouldn't you want to curl up and feel protected by your mom at that point? Now, not only does Mrs. Jones suddenly flip a switch in her behavior for not really a whole lot of reason, but doesn't Mrs. Jones also act exactly how the other mother claims she herself would act if Coraline stayed in the other world? Isn't that a weird coincidence? So by being in the Pink Palace limbo, Coraline is tricked into believing she's in the real world, and that's why the Beldam fades away and stops beating on the door at the end of the film when it seems like she just disappears as soon as the hand falls down the well for no good reason. The Beldam goes away because she's won, and she's won because Coraline believes that Coraline is the one that won. Now, in part 5 of my Coraline theory, I already looked at how the Beldam can sound exactly like Coraline's mother. She can produce the eyes that are normal human eyes, and she has the ability to move in a way that is not logical with time and space. So basically, towards the end of the movie, when Coraline goes back into the real world for the last time and locks the door and the Beldam's hand gets free, she is in the other world still, in the Limbo Pink Palace. The other mother is posing as her real mother and making somebody to pose as her real father and giving Coraline this perfect world that is really perfect in her mind and what she truly wants, not what she wants on the surface like toys and games and fun. So now Coraline is cuddling up and having a good relationship with the other mother, believing that it's her real mother. And that is how the Beldam eats away their lives. And that piece of the puzzle is what connects all my theories together and makes them seem like they ring really true. Now consider that the Beldam probably did this for all three of the ghost children, and that would explain the magic, aka a child's love, that she was able to feed off of for 30 years at a time, and why the ghost children comment that the Beldam ate up their lives, because the Beldam tricked them all into believing that they were in the real world with their real mother for the rest of their lives. And that's what I've got so far. If that makes sense and that is a connecting piece for a lot of the theories that you have seen on my channel, please let me know, because I'd love to know if I'm making sense or not. I feel like I have this huge picture in my head with so many moving parts, and I cannot just explain it the way I want to that comes out easily. So if you would let me know, like and subscribe and all that too, I'd appreciate it. So thanks for watching today. Bye.